Hey everyone, how are we today? Just doing a quick all signs reading. We are looking at love and romance stuff. We are looking at your person's, not only where they want this connection to go, but what actions they are taking in this connection. Okay, so that's kind of going to be the focus of our reading today. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the readings. We will have the shadow work reading over this weekend, so definitely keep an eye out for that one. I do apologize for any coughing or sniffling. I am still getting over a bit of a cold, so I do apologize in advance for that, because I know it's probably inevitable at this stage. But timestamps are going to be in the description box. As always, you're more than welcome to check multiple placements, especially your moon sign, being so close to the full moon, but also cross-watching your person's sign as well. Your Venus sign is always another good one for love readings. Okay, so today I'm going to be using the Divine Goddess Messages Oracle, and the Lenormand deck I have is the Lustrous Lenormand. Okay, so getting into it for you today, starting off with our Aries. Okay, Aries, starting off with where your person wants this connection to go. Where does your person want this connection to go with Aries? Where does this person want the connection with Aries to go, please? Timing, okay, so it's kind of, they don't necessarily have, I will grab a second card here because I'm feeling that there is some set stuff, but they do seem to be very aware of timing and the need for, to allow divine timing to take its effect here. Everything comes to you in perfect divine timing. So it's kind of like they do feel as though this connection is destined in some way, if nothing else, but that certain things will happen at the exact right time they're supposed to. This person, where does this person want things to go with Aries, please? We also have abundance. Okay. Your goals and plans are coming into fruition now. So this person really does want this to move into an area of abundance where, you have this wealth of love between the two of you. And it's kind of this energy of everything that I want all happens within this connection, exactly when it's supposed to happen, that sky's the limit kind of thing, that this is my treasure trove. The abundance energy can sometimes be seen as, the dragon's hoard of treasure. So it's kind of like, a little bit of everything, all the treasure in the world is in this connection. So they do, they kind of know that, allowing that the time necessary, that they're going to have everything that they ever wanted all within this connection. Your person's next actions towards you, Aries. Aries, your person's next actions towards you. I am straight away picking up here for some of you that this person is very aware of that timing. Okay, so they may be leaving quite a few things up to divine timing within this connection as well. We do have the key coming through first, so it's definitely like that they're ready to walk through that door when it opens. They're just trying to wait and see when it opens. So there is some things that this person is waiting on you when it comes to this connection, Aries, that they're kind of waiting for some sort of a sign or a sign from you that, now is the right time for that opportunity to take place, that this is the time, let's go kind of thing. That so it's kind of waiting for you to leave the door open, Aries. We do, or open the door. So whatever that means within your connection. If you bring something up, they're ready to go jump through that door with you, but it's kind of, they may be waiting for you to bring up that to start with. We do see the labyrinth coming through. They do feel as though they have been a little bit confused. They do seem to be somebody who does get stuck very heavily in, the materialistic, the logical stuff, the world around them, that they just don't know which way to turn. So maybe that's why they're waiting for your guidance on which door to open here, because it does feel like they're trying to wait for your leadership in some kind of a sense here, because they themselves feel as though that every time they take a turn and they try to walk a new pathway here, that they get twisted around and things get turned around, and they get kind of lost in it all. There is a strong message here of the rat race as well. So they do seem to be very connected to the material world, where they are maybe someone that does spend a lot of time focusing on work and those sorts of things as well. We do have the bear energy coming through here as well, Aries. So with the bear energy, this is not necessarily actions I'm seeing from this person, even though we're asking about their next actions towards you. We are seeing some sort of more stationary actions where they're kind of waiting on you a little bit. Their actions are to, make sure they've got their boundaries around them where they need them. They may be somebody who is a little bit defensive. They may be willing to stand up and protect this relationship for sure, but they may also feel the need to defend their own honor in some kind of a way as well, to really stand in their own power, and they are still very nurturing, and they're wanting to nurture this connection, but they're really kind of waiting for your leadership here, I feel, Aries. It's kind of really waiting for you to open that door and show them which way to go, and then they'll know that it's time to head into this abundance. It's kind of really feeling like they're waiting on you heavily here, Aries. But that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to cross watch other placements or whatnot as well. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Taurus. Taurus and your person. Taurus and your person. Where does your person want this connection to lead? Where does your person want this connection to go, Taurus? Comfort. Take comfort in your love and enjoying what you have. So this is a very sort of long-term energy as well, that it does seem to be something that I'm comfortable in this, and I want to continue being comfortable. I want to find comfort. I don't want to question this connection. I don't want to have doubts or problems or issues continually arising. I want to find a place where we are both very comfortable and stay in that energy of comfort moving forward. So the end goal for your person here is to stabilize this connection to a place where that's where we could comfortably live. It kind of does feel like forever. I am sort of, the pink roses quite often do speak of that level of something longer lasting. It does feel like a much more longer lasting energy there, Taurus. Your person's next actions towards you, Taurus. Your person's next actions towards you. Learning more about you. We have the book coming through first. Learning more about you. That's researching what they need to in order to make you comfortable, and finding more. It's like they're finding more out about you every single day. It's like the more that I live with Taurus or spend time with Taurus, the more that I get to know them even more on a deeper level. And it's like it really does feel like this learning more about you each and every day kind of energy. Learning about what you want for your future as well, definitely coming into play here. For some of you, they may be distracted a little bit at the moment by, pursuit of knowledge in some way. So they may be sort of somebody who is studying or seeking further education at the moment, and that's sort of taking a little bit of their, energy. They do sort of feel, that they enjoy the mystery of turning each page and not knowing what Taurus will bring to the story. So they do enjoy that little bit of mystery and adventure about you as well. We do see the moon coming through here. So their next actions are going to be very inspired by their own intuition, their gut instinct, to be emotionally connected to you in some kind of way. So I do feel as though it's maybe learning more about your emotions and what sort of makes you tick, and what things trigger you, and what things so it's definitely something here about wanting to know more about your emotions and how you feel. So I do feel there may, for some of you, this next person's next actions maybe I'm kind of getting two things here. They're either going to try to trigger you to see how you deal with those emotions when they trigger those negative emotions in you, or what they need to do to trigger those negative emotions in you, or they're going to just outright sort of ask to have a conversation about emotions and how do you feel, what's feeling mean to you, and da da da. We also do see the labyrinth coming through. So this person does kind of feel like they're having to chase you a little bit. It is giving, Taurus, you are quite often, your imagery is with horns. So you are reading as that minotaur in the labyrinth that, well, it's kind of like normally the minotaur would be chasing your person, but it kind of feels like they are actually in the labyrinth chasing the minotaur, trying to, take hold of those horns and trying to pin you down a little bit. But every time they think that they've got you, pinned down a little bit here, that all of a sudden they learn something new about you and it throws off their trajectory, and that, they feel like they're twisted into a dead end, and they're like, whoa, where did that come from? Where did that corner come from? So it's kind of like they never really, it's this interesting feeling I'm getting with it, where they're like, Taurus is chasing me, but really I'm chasing Taurus. And it's this constant pursuit to learn more about you and, try to work out, try not to get lost in you kind of thing. I feel like this person feels that they very easily can get lost in you as well here, Taurus, that kind of like you do take up a lot of mind space for this person. They do sort of, the more that they feel those emotions for you, the more they think about you, the more they kind of get lost in that energy a little bit, and get all twisted up and turned around and don't know which way they're going anymore. For some of you, this person is just generally feeling a little bit, lost and confused in their life in general, and they're kind of looking to you for answers here. That your opinion weighs very heavily in their life. Okay, so keep that in mind, Taurus. They do feel as though you're the one that can guide them to the center. You're the one that understands this maze in ways that they never can, and that's they're really invested in learning a lot more about you and how you operate and how you think, and what your opinions are, and all those sorts of things. So it's kind of like giving this energy of, I'm never bored in Taurus's world, because there's so many twists and turns. I can never get ahead of myself too fast here. Taurus keeps, it's comfortable too to be kind of lost in the maze, because it keeps you guessing. It's a mystery, and they really they kind of enjoy the pursuit. They enjoy the thrill of the chase, and it's comfortable to them to never really know what they're getting with you, Taurus. It's very interesting. But that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, cross-watch your person's placements, of course, as well. Make sure you subscribe. Keep your eye out for the shadow work video upcoming in the next couple of days. And we will move on over to our Geminis. Okay, Gemini and your person. Gemini and your person. Where does this person want this connection to lead? Where does your person want this connection to go, Gemini? The timing card, again, I'm needing to draw a second card with that one. Oh, interesting. Very interesting here, Gemini. I do have the timing card, like I said, flipping out here. Everything comes to you in perfect divine timing. So this person, they are someone who is maybe leaving a lot of things up to divine timing and kind of it'll happen when it's supposed to happen kind of energy. But we do see this genuine energy coming through as well. Take off your mask and be your authentic self. So this person is kind of waiting on you to reveal the full extent of yourself. This person does feel as though you are wearing a bit of a mask with them, that you're not being completely genuinely yourself around them, that you are, wearing a little bit of a mask, that you're hiding a little bit of yourself, whether that be you're hiding your feelings from them or you're hiding your opinions on where you want this to go. This person does feel as though there's some part of you that is hiding from them, and that's kind of what they're really waiting on at the moment, is for you to take off that mask, to show them the full extent of who you are and what you're about here, so that we can sort of start thinking about really where we're really going to go, because they're kind of saying to me, I can't go anywhere until I see the full extent of Gemini, and then I can work out where we're going from that. Okay, so kind of waiting on you a little bit here, Gemini. But Gemini, this person's next actions towards you. Gemini, your person's next actions towards you. Communication and expression. We have the letter coming through first. So we're definitely seeing, clear, open communication and expression from this person coming towards you. So whether that's, just texting you a lot, talking things through, that sort of stuff. They're very trying to, communicate, learn more about you, get you to take this mask off. They're trying to communicate to you that it's okay for you to take that mask off. We do have the dice here as well. So I do feel as though their next action is to communicate that it's okay for you to, throw the dice in with this person, for you to take a chance, for you to invest in this person. It's kind of, we do see in the Lenormand, this particular deck does have the dice as well as the clover. The clover is kind of more you jumping in the deep end, whereas the dice is leaving things more up to chance, or in this case, it feels like it's leaving it more up to you, Gemini, that they're kind of trying to tell you that it's okay to let go of your dice. You don't have to hold them so close. It's okay to take a chance. It's okay to, risk it all on red for this person. So their next actions are going to be to communicate that it's okay. It's okay. I'm safe. Take a chance on me, Gemini. Take a chance to show me the full extent of who you are. Break free from the things that are holding you back. Here we have the scythe. That they do feel as though, their next action is to help break you free. It does feel as though they're helping you break free from something here. The scythe is about harvest. So this person is trying to come in and, break the chains that bind you, so to speak, and allow you to, blossom and change into the full extent of yourself here. So it does really feel like their person's next actions are, definitely asking for change, communicating that to you, that they want something to change. They want you to break free from, this restraint that you're showing them. They want you to, take a chance on them, and by breaking that restraint that you have on yourself, and change the way that you're acting towards this person in some kind of a way, or speaking to this person. They do just sort of feel it's time to, harvest the crop, so to speak, that it's time to, move to the next spot where we actually break free from, restriction and pardon me, make some changes that to help move us into a more positive direction here. But this person will clearly communicate this with you, I feel, with that letter, that this is something that they are going to express to you in some kind of a way. the bottom of the deck, we have the masks as well. So this is very important to this person, that you remove this mask and that they can kind of get through to the real you, because they do feel you holding back and they really want to cut, they're kind of like cut the BS and, take a chance to show me the full truth. I'm not going to shy away from that. I'm ready to see it, kind of thing. So that's what we have for you, Gemini. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Keep an eye out for the shadow work reading in the next few days. And we will move on over to Cancer. Okay, Cancer and your person. Cancer and your person. Where does your person want this connection to go? Where does your person want this connection to go, Cancer? That's a very interesting way of answering that. We have the reflection coming through. You mirror both the good and bad in each other. So the answer to that question, where does your person want this to go? The answer is, where do you want this to go? It's another question. It's where do you want this to go, Cancer? And that's the answer for where your person wants this to go. See what I mean about what a weird way to answer that question? I will grab a second card. Cancer and your person. Where does this person want this connection with Cancer to go, please? Divine plan. So they definitely see something. They definitely do see potential within this connection, because, the divine plan card talks about destiny. Your connection fulfills your sacred destiny. So they do feel as though it's their destiny to be with you in some way, shape, or form. It's their destiny to know you, but they are leaving a fair bit of it up to you and destiny itself, kind of saying it will go where it needs to go. What Cancer wants is where Cancer sees us going is where it's going. They're kind of leaving you in charge of your own destiny a little bit here, but also, giving you the reins to their destiny, because they do feel as though there is this strong connection that is destined, but they're kind of leaving it up to you as to destined for what. Interesting. Is your person spiritual or religious in some way? Cancer, your person's next actions towards you. Your person's next actions towards you, Cancer. And I do kind of feel that with that reflection that, you can kind of see the best case scenario and you can also see the worst case scenario, and so can they. And they feel, maybe both of you are feeling this unsurety, this pull of this could go either way. Your person's next actions towards you, Cancer. Starting off with the dice here. The dice, it talks about, being willing to take a chance, to sort of put it all on red. Take a chance on all or nothing, And maybe that's why we're seeing that push-pull energy of where they think this is going to go, because it's kind of like up to destiny. It's either going to go all or it's going to go nothing. It does feel like it's all or nothing here, Cancer. Because even with their next actions, I'm seeing kind of all or nothing energy, because this next card, it kind of can go both ways as well. We have the Anchor. So you can either be the thing that holds me steady, holds me stable, something I can rely on, depend on. This person wants to be someone that you can rely on, that they're there to support you and hold you steady throughout any storm. But there's also this fear that you're going to be the one that holds them back, that they're going to hold you back, that they're not doing anything. This doesn't have that much action to it, other than to be there when you need them, that they're there for you. Their next actions are, I'm here for you. I'm here to be the anchor you can rely on and hold you steady through the storm. But I have concerns. It's all or nothing. I'm ready to throw it all in and be that steady person, that reliable person, that person that's not going anywhere. But I'm also, or nothing. I don't want to hold you back, and it does feel like this person is kind of leaving quite a lot of things up to your free will here, Cancer. We do have the birds coming through as well. So the birds is a very interesting energy. I just want to double check. I'm pretty sure that this particular deck, we do have two birds cards in this deck. So we have the owls, but then what we're seeing for you here is the birds, which are the colourful, chittery, chattery, loud, excitable energy. So that would talk about, conversations, wanting to share gossip with you, wanting to, chat away the whole night with you, have conversations that lead all through the night with you. They kind of want to talk it out with you. They want to talk things through with you, be that steady thing that you can rely on to talk things out with. But it does feel like this person's not actually doing anything. You can kind of see these two birds at the front here. They're kind of sitting still in the tree, and it's this bird off in the distance that's flying, making the movement. I feel like that's you. You're the one off making movements, and they're just sort of sitting back, ready to chatter and ready to talk and ready to share gossip and tell you, every little thing that's happening in their life. But they're waiting in the tree for you. They're not flying beside you. They're sitting at the bottom of the ocean, holding you steady, while you are on top of the ocean riding the waves. I feel like with this dice as well, they don't know. They just don't know. Like, maybe that's why they want this conversation with you as well, because there's this big push and pull here between this could be absolutely everything, or this could be nothing. Like, I don't know. This person seems to be a bit. That's why they're leaving it up to God. That's why they're leaving it up to divine energy, the divine plan, because they just don't know. I feel like they're ready to take a chance, and I feel like they're just waiting on you, to be honest, to know whether they're putting all their cards on red or all their cards on black. They're putting all their money on red or all their money on black. Cancer, let me know, what color do you want? Cancer, let me know, what number should I put all my money on? And then I'm ready to go all in. But if you want to leave, I'm ready to go. We can just leave the casino altogether. It seems to be very heavily leaving a lot of that energy of action up to you, Cancer, or up to you or the divine, really, not necessarily taking actual actions themselves. But that's what we have for you today. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll move on to Leo. Okay, Leo and your person. Leo and your person. Where does this person want things to go with you, Leo? Where does your person see this connection going? Leo, where does this person see your connection going? Transformation, transforming energy there. You have the power to make profound changes. So this person does see that there is a future here to start with, yes, but they see a more transformed version of this connection. So whatever that means for you and your connection and your person, because this could be, you know, transforming single life into a connection, transforming a connection into a marriage, transforming that into a family, you know, whatever that means for you guys. It does feel like a level up, that it's, you know, a freedom, that you know, opening my wings and really being who I truly am, and safe and comfortable with my Leo kind of energy, that, you know, I want to transform and keep growing this connection. There's no sitting back on resting on our laurels here, that this is, you know, transforming this and growing and growing old together, you know, and continually transforming so that we can fly along together. You know, that kind of energy is what's coming through there, Leo. Leo, your person's next actions towards you. Leo, your person's next actions towards you. It's beautiful. Okay, we have the heart coming through first. Love, romance, unconditional love. We have the well. They're giving you the deepest emotions, the deepest love from their heart. They're, you know, they're willing to dive right down to the bottom of that well and bring it all up out into the sun to hand to you, Leo. They're giving you everything from the very bottom of their heart. They're willing to give you absolutely everything. You may see this person's next actions may be to, for some of you, deep dive a little bit into themselves, you know, in order to be able to make sure they can give you all of them, that they are, you know, maybe have been holding back certain pieces of themselves, and they're willing to transform and give you that peace and you know, whatever's been going on in this connection. I am just hearing here my it's like I'm actually hearing her voice. My Leo friend, who's probably watching. Hi, honey. And she has said something to me about her partner about, oh yeah, he's just, you know, he's got a lot of emotions. He's just not a talker. He's not a sharer, you know, which is quite common with men. We're not going to lie. So this is kind of showing me this. It's like, wow, he's dug down to the bottom of his heart and found all these emotions, and he's actually bringing them up, and he's actually talking about them. He's actually bringing it up. So that's something I would expect to see as a next action here is, you know, if someone hides emotions and doesn't talk about emotions, that they'll be bringing them up out into the light and examining those a little bit more in the near future here. We do have the ring as well, so higher levels of commitment, like I initially sort of picked up on there, that leveling up energy, you know, commitment. There's a lot of commitment from this person. That's their next action to you. Is, you know, for some of you it may be to give you a ring. You know, they're wanting to, you know, they choose you kind of thing here, Leo, and they're committed to you, and they're strengthening that commitment in some way as their next action. They're transforming that commitment into, you know, a stronger commitment, however that makes sense for you in your particular connection there. So that's what I see for you today, Leo. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, and we'll move on over to our Virgos. Virgo and your person. Virgo and your person. Where does your person see this connection going? Where does your person want this connection to go, Virgo? Commitment. So they definitely do see this, being a very strong commitment. They're committed to, moving forward with this in their lives and strengthening that commitment to you in some way, shape, or form. So, if you're currently not together, they want commitment. If you're, partnered but not married, maybe they want the next stage of that as well. Your dedication deepens your experience together, and even if you're already married and very committed to each other, they're making extra commitments to you and wanting to commit to you in other ways that they maybe haven't fully committed to you. So even if you're completely married and on a relationship version, feelings commitment, you can't strengthen that. They're wanting to commit to you in some other way as well. So it may be making a commitment to talk more about their feelings, to making the commitment to spend more time together, go on a date nights together, making commitments to invest money into this relationship in some kind of a way. That there's definitely higher levels of commitment that this person is wanting to give towards you with this connection. Virgo, your person's next actions towards you. Virgo, your person's next actions towards you. Firstly, we have the book and the key coming through. So this person really is invested in, learning about how to best take new opportunities in this connection to make more commitment to you. They're definitely wanting to learn more about, how, what's the next door I can open to strengthen this connection and to, be more committed to Virgo. They're trying to, learn more about what opportunities that may be available to them, what possibilities may be available to them in order to strengthen this connection, and what other doors can be opened within this connection that they haven't yet explored, because they're wanting a lot of success here with you. They do want long-term success in this connection, but we do also see the labyrinth coming through. So for a lot of you, there may be a strong connection here too. This person may also be very, very invested in their own career. Okay, because with the key, the book here, and then the labyrinth, they all can point to a strong, material substance in this connection as well. So, for some of you, maybe they're trying to help learn about how they can help you in your career, but some sort of, learning more education, further training may be relevant either to you or this person, because they're working as a team. It's a commitment to work together. So anything I'm sort of seeing here is for the both of you, not just for themselves. So it's kind of like they're trying to work out how to stop themselves getting trapped in the future or stop you both getting trapped in, dead-end jobs or things like that. It does seem to be very materialistic heavy, very career heavy. So it's kind of, they're trying to pre-plan things and know exactly what opportunities to take and what opportunities not to take, so that we can know which way to go. And work out this maze of life together, that I can help Virgo not get trapped in working too much or working in a dead-end job or taking a wrong turn, in their life. They're really trying to learn more about how they can help you navigate your life and how you can navigate your life together. They're wanting to sort of learn more about how to give direction within this connection and take direction within this connection as well, to work better as a team, to steer ourselves clear of any, you know, wrong directions that we're taking, how to find the path through the labyrinth together, basically. But the, you know, the labyrinth energy, it is speaking very muchly of, you know, career choices and, you know, getting stuck in the rat race type energy. So, you know, that's kind of what they're wanting to do to help navigate and commit to you, is to help you on a very materialistic level, very career-based stuff, you know, you know, what's going on in the day-to-day life, help you navigate all that. You know, they're not so worried about, it doesn't feel like they're as worried about the emotional side of the connection as what, you know, we're trying to get through on a day-to-day basis, you know, with career and money and those sorts of things. So that's what we've got for you, Virgo. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, cross-watch your person's placements. Definitely subscribe and make sure you keep an eye out for the shadow work reading coming up in a few days for the full moon. And we will move on over to Libra. Okay, Libra and your person. Libra and your person. Where does your person want this connection to go? Where does your person want this connection to go? Divine plan. Okay, so I probably will grab a second card for this one. Your connection fulfills your sacred destiny. So this person does feel as though, you know, they're kind of leaving it up to destiny a little bit as to, you know, where this connection does go. They do feel as though it is a very destined connection. Where does your person want this connection to go? Libra. Life force. Okay, that one does say you are expressing your creativity and sexuality. So they do want you to, you know, express yourself a little bit more in this connection. They want to be able to express themselves a little bit more in this connection, you know, through creativity as well as sexuality, the sensuality within the connection. So there is a little bit of, you know, wanting to explore, I feel, a little bit more on that side of things, and you know, strengthen the connection through you know, physical intimacy is definitely coming through, and kind of thinking outside of the box of where this connection could actually go as well. So for some of you, I'm picking up that this person actually is wanting to explore poly stuff, but that's not all of you. That's just a couple of you, okay? And I feel like you'll probably know, you know, because they do feel as though that's the destined result of this connection for some of you. So I feel like you kind of already will know that yourself as well, if that is for you. Okay, Libra and your person. Your person's next actions towards you, Libra. Kind of what we already said. We do have the stork and then the snake coming through first. So we are seeing Aries, we are seeing Scorpio there. But, you know, what we're seeing more than anything is they're wanting to stir up the passion, the physical desire, the physical intimacy within this connection. Okay, they are, their next actions are to stir things up in some kind of a way. I do have a slight concern seeing the snake there, because it's kind of, it's not so much that your person's next actions are to betray you or to deceive you in any kind of a way, but it's kind of more along the lines that they're wanting to stir up what the boundaries around deception and betrayal are, because we do also have the bear here, which does talk about boundaries. Okay, so they're wanting to stand tall and strong in their own power and their own, you know, be confident to but it does feel as though there's this energy of wanting to understand what, you know, wanting to, you know, create new ideas or new perspectives between the two of you on what deception boundaries are in place. Okay, so once again, I am getting that message there for a couple of you about exploring the, you know, the boundaries of monogamy, and exploring the boundaries of what is and what isn't a deception or a betrayal in this connection. You know, when it comes to potentially in, stirring things up in exploring, being adventurous, having new ideas on you know, on those aspects of the connection. They do really want to protect this connection, though, with the bear there. They do want to protect and nurture this connection. They may be someone who is a little bit prone to defensiveness. So I'm just picking that up there as well. But, it really does feel like for a couple of you, there may be some explorative ideas about what is and is not a betrayal in this connection. On a physical, it does feel just like a physical, with the snake there, we are kind of looking more so at the physical stuff, with this connection being the exploratory, creative. They're trying to be a bit creative and think outside the box about what is and is not a betrayal of the connection. Maybe wanting to, have a bit of a talk to you about what those clear boundaries are and what boundaries can be sort of nudged aside a little bit and which boundaries are hard boundaries and whatnot as well. So really wanting to explore the that side of things at the moment, Libra. So keep that in mind with this person. You may have that conversation coming up soon. All right, but that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Cross-watch if you want. Make sure you do subscribe. Keep an eye out for the shadow work reading for the full moon this week. And we will move on over to our Scorpios. Scorpio and your person. Scorpio and your person. Where does your person want this connection to go, Scorpio? Where does your person want this connection to go, please? Illumination. I am actually hearing here that the illumination is that they want this to come to light, that there is a connection. Okay, so for some of you, we are dealing with your person who is, currently being held in the shadows a little bit. You may not be publicly connected to this person, but for others of you, you may not even know who this person is. They want it to come to light. They want it to be a connection in the light. So for some of you, you may not even be together yet. You may not even know that this person wants a connection with you, Scorpio. So the illumination is the where they want this to come. It wants everything to come out. What you could not see before becomes clear. So they do really want to make it known that this is a connection. This is my connection with Scorpio. This is our connection. Or, Scorpio, I want a connection with you. And for those of you who are in definite publicly known connections already, there is just some stuff that they want to bring to light. They want to, clarify about the connection itself. But we'll see whether I am picking up majority of you here. That majority of you, this connection is currently a situationship, or or you don't even have a connection as of yet. I am primarily picking up single Scorpios. Okay, but Scorpio and your person's next actions towards you, Scorpio. Coming at you with love in their heart, that's for sure. We have the heart there starting off. Romance. Some of you, they may be wanting to, romance you, share that they love you, that kind of thing. It's sharing love with you, wanting to love you unconditionally. Their next actions are to love you, Scorpio, to share their heart with you, to share their feelings with you, to let you know that they love you. Very interesting, though. We do have the mice coming through here, but we are seeing that coming through with the fish. So this person, there is a past loss that is affecting this person, most likely a financial loss that is, you know, currently affecting this person. And I feel like maybe for some of you, that's why they haven't, you know, come to you to start a connection, is because they kind of ashamed of this past loss financially. They're kind of they've been waiting, you know, waiting in the shadows until they're feeling a little bit more secure on a financial level to come towards you. So that's definitely played a role for a couple of you there. So I feel like they're going to let you know about this one way or another. It's just a matter of, you know, that it makes them nervous. Okay, it stresses them out that they have to tell you about this. That this is something that needs to be illuminated as well. That there has been, you know, some issues with finances for this person, or a loss. You know, because a financial loss, a loss of abundance, a loss of wealth, could also talk about, you know, in the past that they have, you know, lost, you know, gone through a divorce, for example. You know, those sorts of things are coming up here as well, that, you know, that they're wanting to let you know, look, I've been through a divorce already. You know, I don't want to lose everything again. I'm very stressed about losing everything again because I don't want the past to repeat itself. You know, so that stresses me out. I don't want, you know, I'm very wary of investing myself, you know, on a material level into a connection again because of what's happened in the past. And I don't want to do that to you, Scorpio, because I'm kind of getting that for some of you, this person has been bankrupt, or they've been through a very bad, like, divorce or something where, you know, it's kind of like my ex took everything, or, you know, left me in a much worse financial position than when we began. And they're very, very, you know, it's created some fears within them about what they can offer on a material level. So they will probably share that with you, though. I do feel as though they will share that with you, because that's one of the things that, you know, is going to become clear. So for some of you, that's why this person has been holding back, because you have sort of been picking up that they've been holding back. But their next actions are to sort of bring that out into the open, that this is why I act like that. This is why I get really nervous about this. You know, and for some of you too, it's because I'm getting gold digger as well. For some of you, they've dealt with a gold digger type energy in the past, and that's what they're afraid of. You know, it's created this fear within them that's all that people see them for. So they do have a lot of nervous energy around, you know, the material that they can offer to you. So they've been, you know, in one hand, they want to be able to give you the world and give you their heart and make sure they're in a good place, you know, on their own 2 feet before they offer that heart space to you. But at the same time, there's a lot of fear attached to that it's going to be the only way that you're going to be interested in them, kind of energy. So just be aware of that. It's a bit of a touchy subject for this person, I feel. Okay, but they do want, you know, that's the end goal of this person. They want everything to be out in the open. All right, and they want to make it known that this is what I'm scared of, this is what's gone on, da da da. So yeah, you're more than welcome to check your other placements, or cross-watch somebody else's placements there, Scorpio. But that's what we have for you today. You are more than welcome to check those other placements. Make sure you do subscribe to keep an eye out for that shadow work reading in the next few days, and we will move on over to our Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius and your person. Sagittarius and your person. Where does your person want this connection to go? Where does this person want the connection with Sagittarius to go, please? Cycles. So this person's got a very traditional aspect about them. Everything is coming together in divine timing. So they are leaving quite a lot of this connection up to, you know, the divine, and when things will happen when it's supposed to happen, that kind of thing. But they do seem to, you know, the cycles energy does really talk about, you know, everything has a natural cycle, and this person kind of believes that every relationship follows a natural pattern, a natural cycle. And so they're kind of, waiting for that. That's kind of what they're expecting. You know, it's very traditional. You know, the way that they're looking at relationships is very kind of traditional. Like two people meet. You know that. The two people meet and then they kiss and then they fall in love and then they start dating and then they they move in together and then they get married and then they have kids and then they live happily ever after. You know, this person is following a set plan of what a relationship looks like. And just want to add in here though, there's a couple of you where this person's perception of what happens is not quite right, because for some of you it's because of that traditional belief is jarring against what you believe in. But for others of you it's because there's maybe one or two of these people that are like, oh yeah, and you get married. Instead of saying, and then you get married, and then you have kids, and then we live happily ever after. For them, the next logical step is, oh, and then they cheat on me, and then we get divorced, and then I have to find someone else. So just keep that in mind. There is, for some of you, there's a fear attached at the end there. There's no happily ever after. There's a fear attached that this always happens. That they're just sort of waiting for the other shoe to drop, kind of thing, because they've had some cycles in the past. So you'll kind of know if that's your person, because they would have sort of told you that every single relationship I've had, this happened, or every time I get close to someone, this happens. And they will probably tell you about that, because I do feel it's like someone sort of saying, yeah, and every time I think I'm about to propose to somebody, or we're about to get married and whatnot, then I find out they cheated on me. So there is a couple of you here that have got this issue in the background, and that they think it's not that they think that, it's just that subconscious fear has taught them that that's the cycle of a relationship. Pardon me. So just be aware of that for a couple of you there. You need to break that pattern. You need to break that cycle for this person and alleviate that fear, I suppose. Sagittarius, your person's next actions towards you. Your person's next actions towards you, Sagittarius. We see the tree coming through first. So they kind of do know that they've still got a little bit of healing they need to do. So they are going to focus on doing that healing and growing together, strengthening this connection through growth and healing, understanding that you may need some sort of healing and growth within you, and they do as well. So we're definitely focusing on that energy there. We do see the birds coming through here as well, but this is the owls. All right, so we do see with both of these cards, wisdom is one of the key words for both of these cards, and I am getting that traditional, we see a more traditional family tree structure with this tree, and then we do see, the very, owls are very traditional, wise, very, what's the word? I'm thinking like, I'm seeing like an owl in a suit, like very tailored, very structured, very well kept together. They're very put their image. This is my image and how I present myself. I present myself very well held, very intellectual. So there may be some conversations to do with the wisdom, the logic, the traditional plan. This person may be a planner. They may be let's sit down and look at our 5-year plan and then work out what year we're going to get married, and at what time frame should I expect this, and what they may be a bit one of those sorts of people. But we are seeing the cycles once again in that ring. that ring card. But there is commitment there. That there is, you know, a conversation about commitment. But like I said, it does feel like a very structured, very well put together, very logical conversation, a very 10, 15, 20-year plan conversation. It's a very structured conversation happening here, Sagittarius. Like, okay, well, we need to sit down and work out exactly where this commitment is, you know, at what time do we need to make this commitment and then that commitment, and then, you know, it does feel very, very structured. But there is commitment there. You know, there is a strong commitment there. They're willing to, you know, even if they have that fear that the cycle will repeat itself, they're still committing to that with you. Okay, they're kind of like, well, Sagittarius, you know, you might be another person that we get to that point in the cycle where you go and cheat on me, and do you know what? If that happens because I just need to be with Sagittarius, and I need to commit to. I'm fully committed to Sagittarius, even if it ends that same way. So they're willing to sort of risk it a little bit for you there, risk it for the biscuit. I'm hearing. So that might mean something to someone there. But that's what we've got for you today, Sagittarius. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements. Cross-watch your person's placements. They are in a very rigid, traditional type energy there. So very interesting. It might be interesting to see what's on their side of that. I wouldn't be surprised if you're dealing with an earth sign, to be honest. It's usually the earth signs that give me that kind of energy. You know, that's a very sort of Capricorn or Taurus. I'm picking up Taurus for some reason. Way of doing things. But that's what we've got for you. So yeah, keep an eye out for the shadow work reading. We will have that coming up in a few days. And we will move on over to our Capricorns. Okay, Capricorn and your person. Capricorn and your person. Where does your person see this connection going? Where does your person want this connection to go? Capricorn. Ooh. You're the first one that's gotten this card. The release card coming through here. Let go of anything you have bottled up inside. Is that you or them? Hang on, I'm just going to draw a second card here for that, Capricorn, because it's not entirely, you know, normally when I grab those cards, they start talking to me, but that one's not necessarily talking. Capricorn and your person. Where does Capricorn's person want this connection to go? Some of you I am getting a sexual release. For some of you I am getting a, I hate to say it, Capricorn, a breakup release. Not all of you, of course. Yeah, okay, that's why. Because this other card we have is looking back, which does say review the past for clues on how to move forward. So for some of you, this person, what this person, it's not that they want this, it's that they expect this to be released by you at some point. You know, it's kind of like, I was just talking about this with Sagittarius. It's kind of like, you know, the past has taught this person that a relationship gets to a certain point and then they get dumped or then they get betrayed. And that's how all relationships are going to go in the future as well. So it's not necessarily that they want it to go this way, because and that's probably why, you know, they are actually, you know, wanting to examine the past a little bit here and try to work out how to change it, how to change that pattern. That they need to release the negative stuff of the past. This person, it does feel like this person is a little bit focused on doing their own work a little bit at the moment, Capricorn, because of this issue specifically, that they they don't necessarily want it to end the same way for you, with you, as what it may have done in the past. And they know it's time for them to release that fear of the past repeating itself. They've got a lot bottled up within them, that fears within that seem to be taking up predominant energy here. So rather than them actually, it's kind of like they're too scared to even want a future here, because they don't, it's not that they don't know what they want, it's that they're too scared to admit what they want, because they're just so scared of the past repeating itself. Capricorn and your person. What are your person's next actions towards you, Capricorn? Capricorn, your person's next actions towards you. Ooh. Whatever's going on with this person is pretty heavy. I'm not going to lie, Capricorn. I feel like they're going through a lot of, self-growth, self-healing at the moment. Because firstly, we have the choice card, the crossroad card, followed by the house. So it's actually showing me straight away. Sometimes this choice energy doesn't show me both choices, but this card shows me both choices here. So this person is they're trying to choose. They're trying to make the decision. Do I take a chance on a path that leads me to happy families, a sense of family, a sense of safety and security, potential safety and security with Capricorn? Or do I choose to stay in my safety bubble, my comfort zone of what's happened in the past? And because this person is at this point where they're kind of starting to understand that they're keeping themselves locked up in their house. If you think about the house as your personal bubble, right? They're keeping themselves locked inside that. And what is actually locked inside that little safety net, that little safety zone, that little bubble within them is that I know I need to release the past, and I know I need to release my fear attached to the past. But in a lot of ways, it's more comfortable for me to just think that that is how things are going to be forever, because that's what I know and that's what's comfortable. I've been sitting in this house for so long that it's actually kind of really scary to actually consciously choose to break free from this little comfort zone and try to make a new comfort zone with Capricorn. So I do feel that then this person's next actions do seem to be centered all around their own self and making this choice on a conscious level. Am I going to choose to stay in my comfort zone house, or do I create a brand new home with Capricorn? I kind of do feel as though there's a part of them that, because we're seeing free will here with the choice card. We're seeing free will there. It's a conscious choice. It's a conscious effort needing to be made here to choose a different path to the one that they're already on. And the one that they're already on is that little comfort bubble zone that it's going to take a little bit of a push. It's going to take this release in order to get them out of that. But I kind of feel like there's this other energy here with the push to make this choice that can't kind of be denied, Capricorn, because on one hand we've got free will, but then on the other hand we've got intuition. and where the universe is trying to guide us, which it does feel like it's an emotion that can't be ignored. We have the moon there, and you can kind of see like it's spinning, it's pulling, it's drawing them. You're like a magnet to this person, Capricorn. Their intuition is magnetizing them to you. That home is where the heart is as well. And that's what my intuition is trying to tell me. That it's not actually free will. I have to follow my heart. But, there is still free will as to whether they follow their heart or not. Can I see one more, please? Can we just get one more, please? Oh, this person's next actions towards Capricorn. Please clarify this message. What choice is this person going to make? What steps will this person... What is this person's next actions towards Capricorn? Please expand. Clarify. Please expand and clarify what this person's next actions towards Capricorn are. Is that... Well, I did say specifically towards Capricorn, yeah? Just one more, please. This is not an easy decision for this person. Okay, the hidden energy is telling me more. The hidden energy is telling me more than the direct. It's like you question this person directly and they're very cagey with what they're saying here. But then the hidden energy is actually telling me a little bit more to the story here. So when I've asked sort of directly for extra clarity, I have got the garden, followed by the fish, followed by the scythe. So they are... It's kind of like a bit of a story here. The garden does tell me that this person is, going to try to be very sociable and, maybe go on other dates, maybe date other people, maybe focus on dating their money, their job, their work. But ultimately, they're kind of wanting to meet you. They're wanting to meet you halfway. They're wanting to meet you with abundance. So I kind of feel like this is, some background stuff going on in this person's life that, they're trying to be more sociable. They're trying to get back out there. They're trying to, look for other fish in the sea, but it's just not working for them. And so then all of a sudden they break free from that and they're like, that's it. I really need to make this change. I really need to make this choice one way or another. I can't live like this anymore. I need to actually make that action towards Capricorn instead of towards anything that's trying to distract me. Because this just feels like distraction, all right? And for some of you here, they're telling themselves, I need to become a more sociable person. I need to become a wealthier person before I can even talk to Capricorn. They're trying to tell themselves this stuff in the background, but I don't think that stuff really actually matters here. It's kind of a distraction. And then all of a sudden they kind of go, I need to just cut the shit and I need to just make a change one way or another, make a choice one way or another. So they do seem to have this moment of, I just need to cut the shit. I need to just release all this past-ish, cut the shit, do what needs to be done here. I'm not finding abundance anywhere else, and deep down in my heart, I know where my true north lies, and it's Capricorn, because at the bottom of the deck we've got the Sun, followed by the Rider, followed by the Tree, okay, which is actually also followed by the Compass. All right, so what that's sort of telling me there as well is that the hidden information here, Capricorn, I want happiness. I want to reveal through coming towards Capricorn. Good news on the way, Capricorn. Good news on the way, Capricorn. I'm coming to tell you I've grown, I've changed, I've healed. I've discovered that, you know, you truly are my true north. Capricorn, you are the only direction I ever want to be, kind of thing. So I do feel that ultimately this person, they just cannot resist the pull of Capricorn. Because, like, how could you? Of course, Capricorn is just a magnet. But this person, it's going to take a little bit of time here, Capricorn. They need to release some ish. They need to do the work, right? They just need to do the work before that they're ever going to get to this point where that's it. I need to cut the BS and just do it. So sending you my hugs and love, Capricorn, because I feel you. That's what we have for you, though. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, cross-watch your person's placements, see what's going on their side of things. Keep an eye out for the shadow work reading over the weekend as well. And we will move on over to Aquarius. Aquarius and your person. Where does your person want this connection to go? Where does your person want this connection to go, Aquarius? Wise decision. Take extra care when choosing your next step. So Aquarius, this person, it's not that they even know exactly where they want to go. They just want to go about it very carefully. We have reflection coming through as well. So you kind of like they're a little bit in between two worlds when it comes to this connection, because you trigger the ish out of them, but there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of good and bad on both sides of that. You mirror both the good and bad in each other. So it's like, this could be, you know, this could be heaven, but this could be hell. I need to make a wise decision. I need to really think it through what I even want here. So there's also a thing here too with that where do you, it comes back at you with a bit of a question. Where do you want this to go? So I did have a similar message for Cancer. So some of you may be dealing with a Cancer. It's like, where do you want this connection to go, Aquarius? They want the same as you. So there is a reflection there, okay? Aquarius, your person's next actions towards you. Aquarius, your person's next actions towards you. The key coming through first here, they're ready to open up to the opportunities. They're ready to, you know, cross the threshold with you here, Aquarius. There is something here coming through, though, that, because we have the Sun coming through next. So they're wanting to open up to the happy potential. They're optimistic. They're hopeful that this connection could really go somewhere very, very destined. We have the cross there as well. But the issue I see here with the Sun and the cross coming out together is that, you know, the sun begs things to be revealed. It brings things to light. And what it's bringing to light for this person is, or, you know, their actions towards you. They need to bring to light their burdens, their responsibilities. Okay, there's something that feels like a responsibility that they have, or a burden that they carry, that they need to tell you about, that they need to bring that to light for you, so that this can, you know, they need to open up to you a little bit more. there's something that they're not telling you, and it's something to do with a burden or a responsibility that they have. So for some of you, this is things like they haven't told you yet that they've got a child. They haven't told you how invested they are in work. There's some of you here where what's going on is that they want to open up and tell you that, look, I have this responsibility, that I want to earn X amount of money, that I want to do this. I want to do this with my career, and that's my priority. It just feels like there's something that is a priority to them in their life that they want to make sure they are fully open and clear with you about how much of a priority that is, because this may affect you. This may be a priority over you, if that makes sense. They might be sort of trying to tell you that, look, this is actually my number one thing, and anything else in my life is going to be secondary to that. Okay, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's very likely connected to career with the key there. So it's more than likely connected to career for quite a lot of you here. That's part of why they're needing to make wise decisions. They're kind of like, is it even wise for me to get involved with Aquarius when I've got this other priority, this other responsibility in my life that needs to be my number one priority? But, there's a sense of destiny and wanting happiness there as well. They want to provide happiness. They want to be optimistic that this could be amazing, because there is they have faith that this could actually work with you, Aquarius, because they feel like this is destined, that they're destined to be with you ultimately. But, there's a lot of other concerns coming into play that may not have anything to do with you, to be honest. It's feels like some sort of, work responsibility or something like that, or, some sort of, look, I've already had this has been my 5-year plan, and I'm wanting to move overseas in another year, and what are we going to do if that's the, they may have already, made certain plans in their life before they even knew you that are going to be affecting this connection. Okay, so that's what I've got coming through for you, Aquarius. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Keep an eye out for the shadow work reading over the weekend. And we will move on over to our Pisces. Okay, Pisces and your person. Pisces and your person. Where does this person want your connection to go, Pisces? Pisces, where does this person want the connection with you to go? Timing. I will need to grab a second card for that one. We do have the timing card there. Everything comes to you in perfect divine timing. So that card does usually let us know that this person is leaving a lot of this up to, if it'll happen when it happens. It'll happen when it happens. But we also have true love, Pisces. So that's, a much more positive sign for those of you who want this to work. Put your whole heart into what you desire. So it's kind of like, for some of you, they are kind of waiting for a sign, from the universe or from you, that this is as much as it feels to them, that they're kind of, it's kind of like there's this background information in their head that they know that that you're their person, but there's just something that's holding them back, and they're just kind of waiting for the right time to actually admit that to themselves and kind of actually say, oh, Pisces is my person. So they're just kind of waiting for the right time to admit that to themselves or to you, Pisces. They're just holding back a little bit from admitting that, I feel. But we'll have a look here at their next actions towards you. Pisces, your person's next actions towards you. What is this person's next actions towards Pisces? very interesting, Pisces. The first card we have is the Fox. He's a bit of a businessman, a little bit strategic here about the dice. Strategic about how much we're giving, how much we're throwing ourselves in the ring here. How much, being very strategic about exactly how much of our tokens we're putting on red. Where we're being very strategic about how much of that love we give, Pisces, because we just don't feel it's the right time to be fully honest and open about that yet. So they are being very strategic here. They're kind of holding back a little bit here. It's like they're trying to maintain a sense of independence. It's a funny energy, Pisces, because it's like there's just something that they're waiting for. They're waiting for some sort of a sign, whether it's from the universe or from you. They're waiting for a sign that it's time to go all in and jump all in. But they're trying to, they think they're being very, they're trying to be intelligent, and I'm trying to make the right decision. I'm trying to be smart about how I'm coming in here, and I'm trying not to scare Pisces off with giving everything all straight away. It's a strategy game, to be honest, because and part of them, once again, it's partly because they're afraid of throwing their whole selves into something, because they're not necessarily admitting the full scope of this to themselves yet. So they're trying to it's like they're trying to play games with their own self, trying to play strategy to stop themselves from coming to that realization of, I'm already lost to Pisces. This is my true love. This is my full heart. My full heart's desire is Pisces. I don't want to admit that to myself yet. So I need to play these little mind games with myself to stop myself from giving all of myself to Pisces, and because I'm just going to lose myself to Pisces, because I'm just so far gone, it's not funny. But I'm not telling myself that yet. I'm not admitting that. So I'm holding back. They will at some point. They're just waiting for that sign. It's like if you say to them, oh, I feel like you're the, I've never loved anyone as much as I love you. All of a sudden, gosh, if that's what they've been waiting for, they're going to be walking down the street one day and they're going to see a cloud that looks like a sign, and they're going to go, gosh, here's everything, Pisces. Here's all of me, all over you, Pisces. Not in a gross way. Okay, calm down. It's like they're not going to be able to hold back. It's like they're just waiting for this sign from the universe to give them permission to let go of everything, and they're denying it to themselves until they see that sign. But we do also have the stars coming through here, Pisces. So I'm hearing that song. I can't remember how it goes now, but I'm hearing it. It's the everything I want. You're everything I want. You're everything I need. You're everything inside me that I wish I could be. So it's like you're everything. You're everything to this person. You're their desire. You are my fire, my the one desire. So I'm hearing that song as well. Getting a few songs for you there, Pisces. What's that? Backstreet Boys. So I am getting a few songs coming through there. But you are this person, you are the light at the end of the tunnel for this person. You are the everything. You are the end goal. You are the dream. Okay? It's true love, Pisces. And there's only going to be a certain amount of time before this person explodes all their true love all over you, because it's like, why am I getting those dirty references? I don't know, but they can only hold back so long. It's they're waiting for a sign from the universe, and maybe from you, that you're ready for that, because it's going to be a lot to deal with. I think it's going to be a lot. All of a sudden, all this love just all of a sudden smooshed onto you, Pisces. They're holding it back for now, but it's coming. All right. So that's what we've got for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, or, maybe cross-watch your person's sign as well to see, how maybe that'll give you an idea of the sign that they're waiting on from you and your actions and behaviors and whatnot. But that's what we've got. Keep an eye out for the shadow work reading this weekend, and I will see you all again soon.